Happy Sunday, traders. It's Sunday setup time with me, Clayton Allen, the host of the Day Trading Plumber podcast and founder here at Allen FX. So if you're new to this channel, watching this video for the first time, go ahead and hit subscribe, the like button, throw some comments in below if you want me to answer any questions. I love hearing from you guys. But let's not waste any more time. Let's jump on the charts. Quick disclaimer here. If you're new and just watching this for the first time, I use the TradingView charts. And here on Sunday, what I'm doing is I'm going through looking for inflection zones on a 4-hour or daily chart with the monthly pivots. And I use the standard pivots here in TradingView, but I use the Fibonacci settings and I lock it on monthly if I'm on the 4-hour or daily. In intra-week, I usually take my trades from the hourly or 15-minute on weekly pivots. All right. If you guys got any more questions, throw them in the comment section below. I'll get back to you when I can get back to you. But let's start top down. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, we can see we have some support forming right here, or resistance, I'm sorry. We did go down and hit the 200 EMA and go bullish again. So I'm going to be looking for what price does at that region there. If we bounce, I'm going short. If we bust above, I like that R2 monthly pivot as a profit target. Australian dollar, Swiss franc. So we've kind of bottomed out on a little mini support right around the 200 EMA after this bullish run. We did find resistance up here. And we quickly came back to the monthly pivot, and now we're just waiting to find a direction from there. Australian dollar, JPY, kind of the same thing. We hit this 200 period moving average, former resistance, confirmed support. Now we're hugging the pivot, the monthly pivots, and we're going to have to see a break of this little area right here. Little break of this area right here before we really get too crazy of direction. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, same thing. We bounced off support, found support right here, just below the 200 period moving average, right back to that monthly pivot, and it's kind of in neutral zone. AUDCAD, same thing. We hit back, just hovering right around here before it really tells us which direction we want to go. I don't know why that's all the way up there, but let's put it there. Former support, or former resistance, tried to hold support. We broke this trend line. I think we're going to come up to here. So this is actually bearish now. That one's gone. But I'm going to look for price to come back up, maybe just stall out here on the 200 EMA, which you can see last week it did make an attempt up and touch it. So we're sitting at the monthly pivot, so I want to be cautious here and not get too crazy and jump into a sell trade. I'm going to have to see a really solid break past this level. It'd be really good to see a reattempt at these levels here and it fail, and then we're gonna have a really good downside trade here. All right, I'm gonna turn that one red. I want to watch that one. Canadian dollar, JPY. We busted below the 200 period moving average, and we're hugging that monthly pivot so far here mid-month. Swiss franc, JPY. Well, we had a pretty good attempt at breaking the 200 EMA, and we've popped back up it. A lot of these pairs took off from the monthly pivot and just got scared and came back, and they're kind of hugging that monthly pivot in between our bearish zone. And I think we have our bullish zone. We have our bullish zone all the way down here based on this former resistance. So we need to confirm that support. I thought we were going to get there from this little bounce all the way down to 115, but then right back to that monthly pivot. EURAUD. So we're definitely finding support down in this area. We were looking for a more bullish run last week, and we just didn't get it. We just ended up hanging out in this little zone down here, right below the 200 period moving average. So I'm not going to look long unless we break above that, or if we come down here and test this again, I will look for that long. Back up to it. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. EURCHF. So we got support zone down here. We're hugging the 200 period moving average just below the monthly pivot, which gives me a little bit of short bias at the moment. EURGBP, what a rocket ship this thing's been on. So we way past R3 of the monthly pivot. It looks like we're stalling out. So I'm going to look for this move back to that retest of that in some sort of pullback scenario. Yeah, I mean, that's pre-COVID. I mean, this was the COVID scare, right? So here was pre-COVID. This is what COVID did, and now we're kind of making an attempt at these highs again. So really good pair to look for that decent pullback. We found resistance up here at the 126,887 area. We came down to the monthly S1 and right back to the pivot. Looks kind of familiar, right, guys? We had a lot of big attempts, but then they just go right back to that monthly pivot, and a lot of them are hugging there. So early in the month, late last month, we broke the 200 period moving average, went all the way to S2, and now we're making our way back to that monthly pivot right where the 200 period moving average is. I do think we might push all the way up and actually touch that. Euro US dollar, same thing. End of the month, we pushed hard long to R1, back to the pivot early this month, and then all the way to S1 where the 200 period moving average is, and then we've kind of flattened out at the monthly pivot. A lot of early month pushes off and then back to the pivots. Here's early month almost S1 back to the pivot on EURCAD. GBPUSD. So we have busted way below our support that we had here. And now I'm just going to throw this puppy down here at this S3 where these missed S3s from months ago are. But yeah, we have broken this, so we may have some pretty good downside material for a while. Now, I'm going to put this there in case we come up and retest it. I want to look short from there. So I'm going to look for some sort of retest of that area, confirm it, and now I'm going to look a lot shorter. Too scary to try to take this long back up, so I'm going to just let that happen. GBPUSD, kind of the same thing, right? GBP just getting crushed on this pair. We started the month right around, trying to push above the pivot, and then we have just plummeted. So again, I'm going to look for some sort of move back up to confirm that, and then look short, because we are right in that bullish zone. I could probably move this down to there because we got that double bottom there. GBPUSD, again, same kind of look. All these pairs are starting to look the same. Great trend line break here, right? Broke the trend line. You could have shorted this puppy forever. And you can see last Sunday, we were like, if it bounces, phew. GBP, JPY, kind of the same thing. GBPUSD, same thing, right? GBP is just getting crushed right now. I actually, in my robot account, my robot got long this pair in quite a few spots this week over my masterclass robot account. And this is 3/4 of our drawdown. So we've definitely got to deal with it, right? Gonna have to deal with it. GBP, NZD, same thing. We're all the way down there on those S3 levels. So NZDCAD, we hit S3 last month, right back to the pivot this month, and we're kind of hugging it. So there's not a lot of action. NZDCHF, same thing. S3 last month, R2 this month, almost back to the pivot, monthly pivot that is. NZD USD, we're sitting right at the pivot, right on the 200 period moving average. Nothing too great. Now, USD Canadian dollar went on a little bit of a bullish move last week. So we did break a new high right on the 200 period moving average. But if we kind of use this arrow as a trend line, we're trending up nicely. So again, if we show support off this trend line, I'll go long. We got to break above that. And then if we break past this trend line, I'm going to trade back down to that S1 level. USD CHF, kind of same thing, but we've already gone bearish. Back to this pivot, and we are going to have to break up or down from that pivot. USD JPY, I got a lot of trades on this. I've been using a lot of back testing on this puppy. There they are. It's messing up all the I'll worry about that later. But we're sitting right on this monthly pivot, guys. Nothing too great. Nothing too surprising. Delete. Yes, go away. Nothing too crazy, right? We're sitting right on a 200 period moving average. We're sitting right on the monthly pivot. So price is not really telling us too much to do here. So that's it for Sunday setups. Sorry I had to go through it pretty fast. I got my new dog this week, and I got my kids, and the dog is just wanting to play with the kids every 5 minutes, and he's a pretty big dog, so the kids are a little wishy-washy with being alone with him. So sorry to cut it, make it super short. If you got any questions or comments, you want me to look at a certain pair for you, go ahead, shoot me a DM or throw it in the comment section below. I'll get back to you when I get back to you. And if you're interested in copying my trades on my own live account, jump on over to allenfx.com. I got a link down here in the bottom. I got signals. I got some online courses that I recently have launched and getting great feedback on. But jump on over there, schedule a call with me. Let's see if these courses are right for you. All right, guys, have a great week, and let's go make some money together this week. Over and out.